Imagine being in a room with 300 people. Okay, that was pretty easy. But imagine that for the next hour, this room is completely silent. And as you look around, every single person has their nose in a book. That was my experience when I went to the very first Silent Book Club while traveling abroad last year. Silent Book Club is a global movement, much like PechaKucha, where there's 2,000 chapters around the world in 120 plus countries. It's a BYOB, bring your own book gathering, where everyone meets in public spaces to read alone, but together. I thought this could work here in Cape Town, so last year in May, I started the Cape Town chapter. I started an Instagram account, I invited some friends, planned the first gathering. I was really hoping at least 5 of the people would show up. But little did I know that 67 people would show up to the very first one. And I was incredibly overwhelmed and a little bit scared. But afterwards, when I had time to reflect and pause, I was so excited that there was a hunger for this type of community. And so now we've grown a little bit since then. We now meet 3 times a month with 150 people per gathering. Our largest ever was in Duval Park with 300 people. Sheila's picture. We have 35,000 Instagram followers, which is wild, and it's filled with amazing people that are here tonight, who are book lovers, some are casual readers, some are extroverts, some are introverts. But when you combine all of those people into a community, it creates something really unique. I wish I could say I planned it all from the start, but I did notice that there are 3 pillars that have really created a foundation for what makes this community so special. The first of those pillars is creating flexibility. We are not your traditional book club. I say it's more like a choose your own adventure. You get to choose the book you want to read, the gatherings you come to, if you want to talk to people after, or if you want to run straight out the door. It's all up to you. There's only one real rule that we have, and that is to be silent during the silent reading hour. But you're welcome to read fiction or nonfiction. You're welcome to work on your master's thesis or do the crossword on the back of a cereal box. It really doesn't matter. And I think that flexibility and freedom creates a nice vibe for everyone to join in. And we'll never do any sort of, now everybody turn to your left, type of forced icebreaker, because I hate those. But there is a built-in icebreaker, where all you have to say to someone is, hey, what book are you reading? And you create this bond over a shared interest. The second pillar is creating a place. It's not the same as holding space or whatever this is about, but it's best summed up by a quote from Dan Harumi, which is, when enough people gather in a place, it becomes a place to gather. I think we do that every week with Silent Book Club. We meet in very weird places. That's my favorite part. We do that in the middle of Breach Street. And when I say middle, I mean like in the literal street. And when you have that many people that come together, we are able to transform what is maybe a chaotic, crazy place, usually, into a beautiful, serene spot to enjoy a book. I think it's a superpower that we have as a club, is when you bring enough of our readers, enough of our silence, and enough of our immaculate vibes, we totally can change the space from what it was meant to be to what we want it to be. We even were able to do that with our Instagram account. We used that a couple of months ago to raise 100,000 Rand for the Bookery, which is a nonprofit here in South Africa that builds libraries in schools. The library was just launched last week, and I got to go visit it, and it was amazing. And it was only because of the community that helped create this wonderful place. And the third pillar is to create intention. We all come to the gatherings with an intention to read, an intention to be silent, and an intention for community. I got a lot of people that come to the gatherings for the first time, and they maybe haven't read in a long time, or they've been struggling to get through a book. But they'll often come back the next week and tell me how they've read so many pages during the week, or they moved on to the second book in the series. And I think there's something about just creating that time on a weekend to sit for an hour and read that inspires you to keep reading throughout the week. But life is busy, right? There's so many things going on. There's your family, there's work, there's doom scrolling, there's the next season of Love Island. There's so many things that could take our attention away. But to come again on a weekend and take an hour of just sitting in silence with other people just sets a great kind of intention for the rest of the week and a peace that you have. And then people come with the intention of community. Whether you're coming to actively meet people and have discussions, or you're just wanting community by being surrounded by other people who are doing the same thing as you, both of those things can happen at Silent Book Club. And so we've kind of accidentally created this formula that has made this amazing community. It's creating flexibility that allows different people to come together. It's creating a place that we get to change with what we want. And it's creating an intention around reading, silence, and community. And I've seen that just even in my own life, when I have flexibility in how things are supposed to be, or I create a place that I belong just by showing up, or I create the intention for things that matter. And if this formula does for you all what it's done for me, it will radically change everything. It will introduce you to beautiful people in your life. It will open opportunities and doors you didn't know were possible. And ultimately, it will make amazing shhhh happen.